So yesterday was insane, like insane.
It was exquisite. We've been upgrading our language so we
Yeah.
don't just say everything is insane. We say it was exquisite.
Yeah, it was pretty miraculous. And yeah, we're just jumping right in here, guys. We had the live event yesterday and it was insane. It was exquisite. Excuse my language. And we're kicking it off with this because I want to share a little bit of what dropped in for me when I was receiving. Bella led the entire journey and I was able to receive. And depending on what date you're listening to this on, I feel like I should even just clarify that the live event I'm speaking about is the Oracle activation that happened on November 20th. If you guys want the replay, you can go access it. But the journey was so freaking epic. And I was able to receive it. And essentially, what we were really locking into was our inner oracle, our inner authority, the us, the soul that truly knows. And for me, my specific flavor of what I was tuning into was the knowing of what I'm meant to create in my life and like the bigness of the reality field that I am meant to continue to render and to live in. And I went in with zero expectations because I didn't know if I was going to be tapping in and out, tending to the chat, letting people in. So I was kind of like opening my eyes here and there just to see if people were okay. And at one point, I fully let go and was like, okay, everyone's good. We're like 15 minutes into this. People are here. The sound is working. And I was able to receive. And I had zero expectation, but I also was dropping, I really was dropping super deep as soon as I let go. And I started to receive such clear visuals of a vision that I haven't yet explored. And the bigness of it felt so exciting and beautiful, and it was expanding me. And it has to do with a certain creative act and artistic creation. And I was feeling the bigness of this project, this way of expressing myself. And it was very exciting. And then I immediately got this sense of overwhelm of like, oh shit, how am I going to do that? I don't know how to do this. I don't have the skills for that. How is this going to happen? And I literally felt myself alchemize that energy in that moment. I was with that discomfort and I just allowed it to be. And I sat with it and I expanded my nervous system and let it kind of transmute within my system. And the second I did that, and this was all happening while we were listening to like the really epic part of the journey with the melodic house music. So, like, that coupled with this was like insane. But I had this immediate download come in that was reassuring me and reminding me that you're not doing this alone. And I kind of got taken on this journey of seeing how committed we have been to our mission, and how when you commit to your mission and the vision and you just really lock into it, there are universal forces that come in and provide for you and help you and guide you, and people and the perfect opportunities and the perfect synchronicities. The inexplicable happens. And I was just tuning into how that has already happened in both of our lives. And then I was feeling into this really beautiful trust and surrender in that moment. And ever since that moment, we had our session today with Sarah, and I was getting even more downloads about the power of committing to the mission and what happens from that place. And what I was really tuning into was when you see someone kind of struggling to lock into their mission and it feels like things are difficult, it feels like it's hard. which there's a really sacred moment on our journey where we're almost like meant to feel that contrast because then you open up to this other way of living, which is what I'm going to keep tapping into here. But I was just thinking about in my own journey when I felt that. And then I was tuning into like some of those energies that can exist when you're in that phase of it feeling like it's difficult. Like it's like trekking up a mountain type of energy. And I was tuning into like, what is that moment that it just starts to feel like a flow, like a dance, where even the difficult moments, you're there, but you're flowing with it. Like you're surrendered into it. You understand it's a part of it. You're almost, yeah, in collaboration to the highest extent. And the moment that I keep tuning into is this moment where the mission and the vision collide into one and you fully freaking accept it and you honor it that it has chosen you and you devote yourself to it. And then the mission starts devoting itself to you. And that is when I feel life takes a freaking turn because you fully realize and experience what it's like to not do it on your own, which you're never doing it on your own, but the experience of it locks in. Because even when you feel like you're not doing it with someone and you feel like you're struggling, you're still doing it with universal forces, just without the awareness of it. And then you experience doing it on your own. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But I was just feeling into how freaking epic it is. This moment of opening where you fully accept the mission, you see the bigness of it, you see how special it is that it's chosen you, that you are the one to carry it out, that your unique energy is the only energy that could ever do it in this specific way. And you say yes. And then from that moment on, you see yourself in constant flow, collaboration, and communication with universal forces, source, God, and you receive. You receive synchronicities, you receive opportunities, you receive guidance, you receive creative ideas. And it's this process of how open can I get? How surrendered can I be? How trusting can I be? And from there, life feels like you're in this literal tango of giving and receiving with the universe. And it's freaking magic. And we're all getting to this place with our consciousness that we get to experience this at new levels. And we are experiencing that in our business. You guys are experiencing that in your own unique ways. And if you're feeling like you're not, I honor you because that means that you're on the precipice of experiencing this. And it's a freaking initiation that you're moving through because you're meant to feel that contrast and be like, what the heck? What something's up. And this is it. This is what's up. It's the subconscious perception that you're doing it on your own. And the dissolving of that is a literal paradigm shift. So that's what I experienced yesterday. And I'm still moving through like so many awakenings from this. But I just feel like today on our session, I personally, I'll speak for myself. I feel like you kind of were moving through this in your own flavor months ago, and you can speak to that. I would love to like kind of rehear that story of that. But I fully am feeling almost like the gravitas, is that the word? Of the mission. And feeling the bigness of it, of like, holy crap, we are leading a freaking revolution and leading a group of beings who have a mission on their heart that are going and doing the thing in life. And this is life altering stuff. This is world shifting. And each of us play a part in that. We're all leading in our own way. But I'm feeling into the bigness of that. And I'm like, I accept the freaking mission. I'm here. I'm at your duty. Use me as your paintbrush. Assign me a role every day. I will do it. And that is what we get to focus on. That is where you get your creative ideas. That is where you figure out how to make the perfect marketing plan. That is how you get taken care of abundantly with finances and support and help and opportunities and the perfect people come into your life. It's the acceptance of that. And it takes a level of like self-regulation to create that safety and trust in the body to even be able to declare that. And that is the
Mm.
work right there. That's the work. So yeah, I'll stop talking. I would love to hear like what is coming through for you, but holy crap.
Yeah, wow. The way you're expressing this and how it came through is just so incredible, especially in the context of going so deeply inward to
Mhm.
then have this like even more undeniable strength and connection with the like higher powers and like universal forces. And this is why these types of experiences then translate into a whole way of being when like everything we talk about, just like seeking it from within, claiming yourself as the being, devoting yourself to the mission. And then there's just layers and layers of like unlocks and lock ins and shifts. And okay, now I'm like even more in alignment with it. And then what's crazy is literally that feeling of absolutely not being alone at all. And so much the opposite, to be just constantly receiving what it is that you need through ideas and direction and every possible other iteration of that. And it's so beautiful because it just is like life giving and energy giving, and just what a revolutionary way to relate to one's life path and vision and like concepts of projects and things that we want to bring to life, is truly realizing the depth of the statement that you are not alone. You have the entire forces of the universe helping you. And this mission is also like devoted to you. And that just right there is so alleviating of remnant energies of force and lack and trying to figure it out. And it's just like, and locked in even more. And also so open and being so carried by the forces of life. And yeah, it's just magical too, because then, yeah, you can just feel into the capacity that like wakes up in you too, where realizing you are the connection, you are the phone line to the divine and the universal forces. And it's so exciting yet peaceful, peace inducing and relaxing. Yeah. Wow. It's just like truly opens up a whole different world of engagement.
Yeah, it's a different frequency. Like what you're describing of this piece is exactly what it feels like. And what I was tuning into today was the frequency of the mission, and how when you really attune yourself to that, it's exactly what you're saying. It literally is life giving. That is a frequency that like fuels you. And this is what you speak to of vitality and life force, like coursing through your body. It's
Mm.
that attunement to what the mission even is. And I am in awe of what it is that we are building, and also what each and every one of you who is listening is building. And what we were tapping into early today was just that literal ripple effect of what is happening in this world when we each are leaning in and activating our mission and creating the thing out of a heart centered place. The energetic ripple that is being spread through this movement is exquisite.
Yeah, it really is. And I just always think about, I mean, again, the energetic signature carried behind all of this when it is done in connection to your essence, your connection to source and the universe and God. Like, oh my God, this is truly a different paradigm.
Can you talk more
And
about that? The essence, like That's such a special part of it, I feel like.
Yeah, doing it in connection with your unique essence.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just really regard that whole idea as it's just though like if you're seeking a highway to the strongest connection, it's through the embodiment of your essence because your essence is woven from the basic energy of the universe itself. If you had to like distill it down to the building blocks of the universe, like you're made of the same stuff. So when you really go inward to that essence, that's your direct phone line connection. And you get that by literally being who you truly are and doing things your way. And it becomes that easy. Like it's so natural, but we just like lose that way because of how much we think we have to connect to something outside of us to give us the answer and the approval. And it's just nonsense. It's like, it's just doesn't even make logical sense to me. And yeah, that it just the power that is then unlocked of you actually feel even more generous and giving and wanting to do incredible work and crush it at your craft when you're connected to this energy because it's the direct plug. Like this world
Mm.
is full of so many false plugs that like draw you in with like this means this about you and this one's going to get you there faster and da, 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 da. And it's like the plug is literally you. Like it's been there the whole time. So to make that switch to realize the direct plug to basically what you desire, if you will, is inside of you and is your experience. It's your mirrors. It's all of it. And I just think it is what has left one of the most potent energy signatures on the planet is people who create businesses and art and lives by the blueprint of their essence.
Mm.
Like we know it, the most iconic, groundbreaking brands and movies and designs and all of that is carrying an energetic signature of such potent connection to the most essential part of us.
Which ironically connects us to the all because that is the all.
Yeah.
And that's why it's so magnetic. Like, even us digging into the deepest parts of our soul every week, multiple times a week, and sharing that with the world is making you guys listening feel so connected to yourself and this
Yeah.
universe. And that is the goal of an artist, right? Like to
Mm.
awaken the dormant parts of another that are aspects of the universe.
Yeah.
Whoa.
I really think also what we're touching on with the whole like new paradigm aspect is realizing that because of the awakening waves going over the planet, this is what people are looking for.
Hmm.
So this is, if you think about it from for all of you listening that have a mission and maybe it's in the form of a business or some venture or creation of some kind, like your best bet of a plan and strategy is this because it's in alignment with the natural forces that net out to abundance and prosperity and exquisite experience of reality.
Also, the most sustainable and fulfilling.
Yes. Like it's literally all like, and it feels amazing and it's fun and it's regenerative and it's life giving and it's better for your health. Like it's everything.
Yeah, wow. I'm just tuning into how special that is for your creations and the impact. I'm just having one of those moments right now of like, is this real life? I keep having those moments. Like I was saying that this morning. I'm
Yeah.
like, is this real life? Like, hello? What is happening here? But then I'm also like, there's a part of me that's like, yes, it's real life. But then it's also like, no, you're floating in a quantum reality, making up your own rules to the game.
Yeah.
Nothing's real.
It feels like in those movies where it's like, and it was all a dream.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
But like real in the sense of, yeah, that whole, I know exactly what you mean. Cause it's like, yes, it's real, but also like it's, yeah, there's like that whole term is so, can be so deconstructed, but it's a dream-like existence.
Did I ever tell you when I was younger, I made my mom take me to the doctors because I didn't feel like I was in the like reality?
Yes, and that is when they knew you were a Pisces.
And I was asking my mom this the other day if she remembers this, and she's like, I don't know what you're talking about. But I remember it vividly. I made her take me to Dr. McDonough, and I remember sitting on his little table being like, he's like, what's wrong? And I'm like, I don't know. It just feels like sometimes this is not real, and then it goes to being real, and then it's not real again.
Dude, thank God they didn't put, were they going to prescribe you some shit for that or no? They were just like, okay.
I remember it was like, let's monitor it and see like how it, like if it goes away.
And it never did. So listen up, Dr. whatever.
McDonough.
I kept believing that it wasn't really real, and here I am.
Oh my God.
I love that. Honestly, it's like so iconic that was you as a little child.
My friend just had a baby yesterday on the Scorpio new moon. Scorpio double Sag. I was like, in my head, I didn't tell her that I looked up his chart, but I'm like, God bless. I need to tell her when I see her. That's gonna be like such an audacious, like in tune, driven, yeah.
Wow.
But anyway, yeah, mission, life, not being real. Where were we?
But yeah, I mean, this is what we're seeing happen is the more that the way that we have been operating in our business and over the last 2.5 years with Ohm and the place that we have gotten ourselves to has been founded on us continuing to bridge into like the 3D world, the more like quantum concepts, or another way of saying that we've been saying lately is like bringing the 5D into the 3D, if so to speak, of like loosening up the rigidness of how this reality is perceived and leading with that so much that then it's like, oh, surprise, surprise, that's actually how the reality field more accurately functions. So then you experience the magical essence of reality in that way. We're just decoding the game. We're hacking the game, and we're just then like going to the moon with it. And this is too where I feel like something you were sharing with me, I can't remember if you mentioned this already when we started recording, but just like then when you tap into this feeling of being supported, it becomes more fun and light and like this incredible experience of, yes, there's the moments of it being challenging, of course, but part of a symptom that comes up of having this life force energy coursing through you at a higher rate is the fun unlocks and the embrace of the challenge unlocks, and like leaning into the human part of it that's a little bit sticky. Like it all becomes great, like lighter and more fulfilling and joyful, and just something that is all about expansion when you're so connected in this way to the mission and to being supported through your mission. And that too, I think, is what so many people are ready for. Is we talked about this with kind of exiting the permanent like healing era and seeking era into creator consciousness. And this brings in an energy of upliftment and something you've been speaking to. It's like the end of like the martyrism and having to sacrificed to a degree of, from fear and lack. And now all of us beautiful, sensitive, artistic beings are waking up and realizing we get to experience the glorious part of this game.
Mm. Yeah. Yeah. It's like we're all sensitive, right? But some of us are, there's just so many ways that we can numb that sensitivity unfortunately, in the society that we live in. And when we start to prioritize being in tune with the sensitivity as a gift, and then you dive into the process of healing and subconscious rewiring work and all of that, you start to awaken that sensitivity as one of the greatest gifts, because what once felt like F this, you then get to be in tune, so in tune with your reality field. That's magic.
Mm.
And you get to experience literal ecstasy when you're drinking your morning matcha.
Yeah.
And this is just what I feel like is the new norm. And look, I'm not saying there's not challenges in life. There are. I just moved through such a beautiful rebirth over the past month with Scorpio season that sent me. I was like questioning everything in my life. But I knew the whole freaking time. I was like, I am being so guided right now. And we just have coded this program into our field that every challenge that comes our way is a portal. And that's what it has become in my world. And I feel this deep sense of trust whenever I'm moving through something or something's happening in my reality field, that it's happening for me and for the highest good of myself and also the all. And seeing it in that way is what allows us to continuously come back to being the co-creators of our reality field. And it's like what Sarah always says, it's who are you going to be in those moments?
Yeah.
It's not even so much what's happening, it's who are you going to be in those moments. And I just want to give space to that, because I'm not sitting here saying I only feel heightened emotions and I am only ever happy, which I have a lot of happiness in my life, but I also feel the depth of emotion to a degree that's hard to describe. And sometimes that shit is uncomfortable, and that is okay as well. But the sensitivity part is such a gift. And even in those moments, you're just getting so close to energies and frequencies that want to find the light. And it's just the awareness and the power of your consciousness that can always hold space and compassion and love for those frequencies. Yeah, going on a tangent here, but I just feel so grateful for life. I'm like, this is like, what? How many more years of this do we have? Like, it's so beautiful.
Dude, truly. It feels also like time, the concept of time just really like, it like expands and it also speeds up at the same time. But because of the presence and the love in it, it's like the juiciest moments ever.
Yeah. Truly, I feel that.
Yeah. But yeah, what you were speaking to was just really beautiful about like, it's just being able to bring love to all the pieces. Like imagine with a partner, it's like they're having a hard day and going through something, you just bring love to it. They're celebrating something, like you bring love to it. And like that's the container that grows, is you as this loving vessel for life and things and all of it to move through. And that's where I think like the full sort of different paradigm drops in of the identity of someone who's like so trusting in themselves and life and is just a walking embodiment of love, can meet the challenge and the dip and the density and not basically give up on life for themselves, because they are coming to it with this open-heartedness and this trust.
Yeah.
And your mission does that to you.
Yeah, right? It literally,
Devoting to your mission does that to you.
because the mission's devoted to you, so it does everything to assist you during those moments. And it still is,
Yeah.
it like even being in it is is of assistance to you. Like there's something
Yes.
in that for you. And this is what I've
Mhm.
been getting a lot of downloads on. It's like when I'm in those moments, I can feel a purification process happening where
Mm.
the mission just lands even harder every single time I move through density or I come out of a shadow. I'm like, oh, whoa. Like I thought I knew the mission then. And then it's just like your heart purifies a bit more and you're able to taste the flavor of the mission even more.
Oh,
And
yes.
that's when it just carries you. And yeah, I feel called to also say, like, give yourself so much grace and compassion for moments that the emotions feel heavy and the forgetting feels dense. Because I personally just moved through a little bit of this recently. And yeah, I had this moment of feeling super triggered and actually reactive in a way that I haven't been in a very long time. And I felt this like wave of shame come over me after. And it was actually really beautiful to allow myself to be even in the shame. So I just invite you guys, like, let yourself feel whatever it is that you're feeling and also have so much self compassion because what you're moving through is like we as a collective are just moving through such a wild time right now. And just to remember that, like, this is something Bella and I will commonly talk about, even in our friendship when we're moving through a really big transition of shedding, and we'll move through like a trigger with each other. And which I honestly feel like we should share more about our friendship
Yeah.
and like how we move through challenges together because that could be really powerful.
True.
But there's just moments when we're moving through a chapter of our friendship where we're clearly shedding and shifting in our consciousness. And yeah, I feel like you will always remind us like what we're doing is like just give yourself some grace.
Yeah.
This work is
Yeah, truly.
yeah.
It's funny. I actually just got a visual where it's like imagining that when you're zoomed in to, like, let's say you're zoomed into, like, let's use us as an example. And we're like, something's happening and we're feeling triggered and stuff's coming up. And then I'll be like, hey, we're on a boat right now that's going through a fucking storm of evolution and change. And there's a hurricane happening right now. So it's okay if we're a little bit hot and bothered down here on the ground level where we're just
Yeah.
fucking being smacked with rain and wind and hail.
Yeah, literally.
And it's like, hey, you're doing great. Hey, it's okay. It's okay. And we got a little sensey. Like, there's a lot moving through us right now. So, like, shout out to us.
But we're getting a lot better with our awareness. I'll speak for myself. Like when I was moving through my shadow, I was like, I'm going to take a second. Like, I don't think I need to be sharing the inner thoughts of my mind right now with you because I can sense that there's going to be like, yeah. So sometimes I just know
Totally.
when I'm meant to like take it
Yeah.
inward and just be with it. And
100%.
yeah, it's I actually had this ping the other day of how epic it would be to do an episode on like soul aligned friendships, which I know we've talked about so much, but there is something insanely epic about the relationship that we have and
Mm-hmm.
the fact that we sit in containers together, like healing containers together, and talk about our deepest,
Yeah.
darkest shadows in front of each other. And
Dude, like the stuff that we just thinking about, like our container with Sarah and just like, we're kind of on like another, I don't even know what to call it. Just, yeah, it's beautiful though. It's like incredible. It's like one of the most insane things I've experienced, just to be in such dedication to expansion, to holding love, to holding space, and to evolving, and to really, yeah, like stick it out and stick to love during those moments is like light warrior shit.
yeah, yeah. yeah, there's moments where it can feel challenging, but then it always comes back. It always comes back.
Yeah.
That's just the power of being in spaces with beings that are just open hearted and accepting. Like being on the retreat with everyone was next level healing
Oh my gosh. Yes.
because you're just surrounded by beings that are so open hearted and they know and are familiar with shadows that you've moved through. And it's just, yeah, that safety is priceless. Like, truly, it's fucking epic to be in environments like that.
Yeah.
And I
And
just, yeah,
go ahead.
we're going to say something?
Oh, yeah. But were you? You
It's
can
okay.
keep going. I was just gonna bring it back to say, like, and it all is then even further anchored by a mission, because, like, if you think about, I'll think about this in like relationships. For a lot of people, for example, the concept of like being married and like the sacred vow of a marriage is like a bit of a North Star, if you will. And in your own life, like your commitment to your mission keeps you moving through the storms and the difficult parts. And I feel like that's a part of in our friendship. It obviously helps that we have a business together and we're like, but like it's beyond that. Like we are both tuned into a mission, and I can always feel in moments that we've had that have felt like, oof, like shit's like really coming up right now. That feeling into like, okay, but this must be happening for our highest good because of like, just because, period, but also because of the North Star and what we're here to do. And I just will feel into that even, yeah, I can just feel into that with like on a personal level that someone can have that relationship with their own mission, and even like in just a relationship as a parallel where you're like, okay, but we're committed to each other. So like we're going to make it through this and become even closer at the end of it type of like energetic situation.
Right. Yeah. Wow. That is so powerful to activate. This is why the freaking devotion to the mission is literally everything.
It's everything. It's everything. And this is why we're going to have an upcoming, I think by the time this comes out, it should all be live. The next event that we're doing.
Oh, it will definitely be live. I mean, we haven't made the landing page yet, but
by the time it will be live, it will be all about mission. So just go check that out. We won't like go into the details now, but wow, I'm just feeling into like the new paradigm version of limitless. I'm gonna use the word like motivation and like commitment and showing up to something is fueled by people who wake up their mission, and who, even if they aren't that clear quite yet on what the mission is, they know that there is something in there that will be revealed by even just devotion to themselves and devotion to like exploring, discovering what that mission is. And I mean, let me fucking tell you, like for the two of us, the way that this has been a North Star and an anchor at the same time is unbelievable. Like the freaking resilience and grittiness that is developed, but then also the connection to something greater is beyond when you are in devotion to a mission. And so much of like the overthinking and this and that, like you don't have fucking time for that. You're on a mission, bitch. Lock in. Like it's just such a purifying energy. And the beautiful thing is that happens like again and again, where it's like, and another lock in and another lock. We're just in such a lock in season right now. But there is such weight to what we are saying here, because the beautiful thing is every human has a mission on their heart. And so you, by virtue of existing, are able to connect in with this kind of relentless, committed energy that is the solution itself. Like we were saying earlier, the vision contains the answer. You just deciding to be in devotion to the mission, you will see how taken care of you are. Even if you, in the 3D sense, feel like you haven't quite fulfilled the mission yet, like just being in the arena with the mission is going to provide for you.
And it's all for fun.
And it's all for fun. It gets to be so fun.
And it's literally all for fun. You're in an amusement park where you chose a mission.
Yeah.
And I can just see how like you come into the amusement park and you align with the mission, and the reality field aligns with you because that's what you signed up for.
Yeah.
And it's like you are the mission. The expression of yourself is the mission. When I wasn't clear on what mission even was, which now I can just feel into, the soul mission for each being is to literally just express the fullness of who they are and to have whatever it is they create be the highest expression of that energy. I feel like when I was first starting this journey, my mission was just to build a life of magic and freedom. And I did know that I wanted to help through coaching, and I had that light on in me always, but it wasn't that clear and it was kind of fuzzy. But the thing that was clear was, oh, I'm here to do something differently and to showcase the possibility of this reality field. And the word freedom was always a North Star for me, and like fulfillment and purpose. And that just became my mission. And I guess it still very much is, but even if you're telling yourself you're not clear, I personally believe that you're always clear on some sort of desire in life. Like, if you're not, maybe it's not that you aren't clear. Maybe it's you're not allowing yourself to claim what's actually already there. And that's what we were really tapping into on the oracle activation. I feel like a lot of people were more so claiming their inner oracle of what they have known, that now they're allowing themselves to know. It's like the teaching that you were going into of like the 2 levels of that.
Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah.
you're claiming what's here already. Like, you are an intuitive, you are the oracle. And it's the awareness and the claiming of that just like, you know?
Yes. Yeah. Wow. Okay. I have something really strong coming through around if someone thinks they don't know what their mission is, or even if you are already feeling like you have a mission, but you want to feel that to be even stronger, more clear. I'm just hearing this message that's like, and this is honestly based off too of like my own experience and what I know to be true from like such deep personal self-discovery, which is, let's say this is someone who is saying, I don't know what my mission is. If you start off by just being more of yourself and allowing yourself to have more and more time and space dedicated to doing things that you truly love, that light you up, that expand you, you will drop yourself into a state that is natural with having the mission be clear. Because when you are in that state of being so yourself, or maybe that means like doing more things that you love. Why do you think when people go and they take a year off of sabbatical or whatever, and they travel, all of a sudden they come back with this sense of, oh my gosh, I know why I'm here on the planet. It's because they took this space and time to just be with their true essence within, to be with the shadows, the light. And in that self-expression, and even just the being in communion with what is here, you will reveal what is natural to you, which is the mission on your heart or the drive to do something in a certain way. And I know for me, this was such a big piece, because by just trusting that if I just kept doing things that lit me up, I would naturally get into a heart open space. And when the heart is open, the mission's obvious.
Yeah.
There's no, you're not fucking missing what the mission is, because it lives in the crystal of your heart. So even if right now you have a business or some type of, work, that body of work that feels like you want to infuse the energy of the mission into it more, bring more of your true joy into that place as much as you can, even if it's just one tiny thing, because that's going to break up any dense energy of something that was created out of some external factor. And the more you bring yourself into it, you literally break up the density of it and make room for this frequency of the mission to come through, which is tied to your, like, it's who you are. It's in every ounce of you. So you like breathe space into that, and you add a little bit of time into your calendar to tinker on the thing that you love to do on a Tuesday night. You're going to be in the field where your mission is natural and is obvious to you. And then you just basically shift the percentage over, and slowly but surely you're going to see that your whole life gets to be a true expression of who you really are. And the more you do it, the more things come through. Like, we are receiving more and more ideas right now. Like the vision that you got in the drop-in yesterday, like we're in the field of being who we truly are, doing things our way, making up our own rules. That is the arena where the mission is so fucking obvious, and it becomes this like just regenerative, self-looping system.
I'm getting a really funny visual come through describing what you're saying. You know those suits that you wear that are Velcro and then you jump on a Velcro wall?
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm talking about? I don't even know.
Yeah.
The like big blow up things that are at like fairs.
Yes.
This is a metaphor for life. When you are not being yourself, you're literally in one of these suits and you're just sticking to shit. And it's not fucking comfortable. You're like stuck on this wall and you're like, what the actual heck is going on? The more you are yourself, the more that Velcro suit starts to dissolve and you peel off of that wall. The more joy you bring into your life, the more you that you are, the Velcro suit starts to lose its Velcro-ness and you peel off the wall. What happens from there is that you transform as you activate your heart space. You're doing what you love every day. You're infusing what you're already doing with more joy. You start to become plated in metal armor that becomes magnetic to your purpose. And all of a sudden, what once was a Velcro suit sticking you to a wall that felt like absolute shit, you pour joy and authenticity into yourself and you become a freaking magnet for the mission. And you don't have to do anything besides keep being yourself and doing the things that you love to do with any freaking time that you have in any place that you can. And something draws itself to you. And it wakes up in the stillness of your heart on a Sunday night at 11 p.m. when you're laying in bed. You get a flicker of a knowing. And it comes to you, but you first have to make yourself available to it by increasing the magnetic potency of your energy, of your field. It has to literally find you through the authenticity of who you are. And this is why it's like you can talk about, oh, I hate my job. I hate my 9 to 5, which trust me, I've fucking been there. But if you feel like you don't have an option of quitting your job, pour the most you energy you can into that job and watch what happens. And don't love your job, job your love.
Stop. You did not. Oh my God. Okay, but wow, that whole analogy is fucking perfect. Wow. And this is why, like, and then what you were saying before, you do know it's in there, because it's why you can start to remember by connecting to your younger self and your inner child, like all these amazing things. Like, hello, the through line is the version of you that is being and expressing as most naturally and authentically as possible. Right. It's there. Like, if you're a parent, you know, when you observe children, if you just like let them do their thing, they're going to show you what they're interested in. Like, they're going to show you their skills and their talents and their genius. We all come into this world with it. So create that same space for yourself. That's all it takes.
Yeah. Experimentation.
Zara.
Zara wants to get on the mic.
Oh my gosh, she's going to pull the... Stop. Cable, Jesus Christ. She always has something to say, huh? She has something to say?
Do you have any other thoughts coming through? I feel like I can wrap us up and we'll dive into the off record.
No, I'm good. That was fun.
Yeah, that was really powerful. These conversations are just taking on a whole new freaking energy these days. because we're letting the
Truly.
mission come through us. Yeah, if you guys are interested in accessing the replay to the Oracle activation that happened on November 20th, we'll leave the link below. It was insanity. We got a bunch of messages from people being like, what the heck just happened?
Yeah, truly.
So we'll leave the link below, and we just love you guys so much. We're going to dive into an off-record episode now, which is the exclusive pod that we have where we share more of the inside scoop, more personal stuff. And yeah, I'm feeling definitely inspired to share a bit more of what was moving through me, and also for us to share more of the mission that's coming alive for us personally. But yeah, this was freaking epic. Literally bananas. These episodes are bananas. Dude, she's massive. Oh my God.
Okay, guys, if we're on YouTube, you can see a video right now of my 65-pound lap dog is on top of me right now. And yeah, wow.
Is she full grown?
I think so. I think it. Okay, no, Zara, no. Sorry, I didn't do anything because you were talking. I didn't want to. Okay. Yeah, I think she's basically full grown. I think her head might grow more, but I don't know. I think she's done.
Wow, she's massive. I don't know if it was just
My
the angle.
my Doberman.
Yeah, she's massive.
Yeah, I don't know. Sometimes I feel like she looks bigger on camera, but no, she's definitely a big dog. 65 pounds is like a solid sized dog.
Yeah, massive.
She's just lean. She's a lean, athletic machine.
She's all muscle.
All muscle. Okay. Anyway, love you guys. See you next one.
See you when we see
Go
you.
subscribe to Off Record so you can continue the magic that was happening in this moment.
Bye, guys. We love you.